I want a finals prediction. I want an MVP prediction.
MVP prediction. I'm gonna go Giannis. Dame
Yeah,
on that team, I
good pick.
think can help him elevate his consistency and just give him opportunities to be an even better player, which would you'd think be the opposite, but I think Dame's gonna do what Dame did in Portland, score a ton of points.
Yeah,
But Giannis will have to still be the focal point of that team. I think they make a deep playoff run, like you said. I think he has a good shot to win MVP. Finals prediction. I mean, listen, the Nuggets are the same team they were last year. I think they're still a very good team, and they've lost some of their shine because they didn't make the moves other teams did. But I still think they belong in that conversation in the West.
100%. Yeah.
I would like to see them put it together, but it's man, that's a tough one. Um, I want to go. I haven't thought about this probably as much as you have, to be
Oh,
honest with
dude,
you.
mine's easy. No,
I
I'm
don't
just kidding.
think the Suns are going to make it to the finals.
It's hard to think that they will, man. It really is. It's hard to trust them.
It is. You know,
But this is a
KD
new
doesn't stay
team,
healthy
though, so
either. It's a brand new team.
that's
Beal, how are they going to mesh? Who's going to take? Who's playing defense? Um,
book.
yeah, they got some questions on there. Um, I probably want to go Celtics just because I do think they
Yeah, I
got better
think
and
that's
they were
perfectly
close last
reasonable.
year.
So you got
We're seeing
Cells
the
Nuggets.
end. Cells Nuggets will probably be my pick. It's what I want,
Who's winning?
so I feel partially biased
Yeah, you
there.
got both your favorite teams in there. I'm not mad at you. I'm not gonna call
They're
you
both
out.
good. That's
They
all.
are.
I'm not used to that from
I
the
know.
Nuggets, so
I know.
that's tough. But I think there's a lot of teams that can give a good run for the money. I think we're seeing the end of an era in both the Lakers and the Warriors, so that's tough because I still think there's a lot of hope on both of those teams. But I don't think Chris Paul is doing it for the Warriors. I don't think they're a finals contender right now, even with Steph, Clay, Chris Paul, Draymond, all Wiggins there. Yeah, I want to go Celtics Nuggets. I think in that case, I still think the Nuggets might win that though.
Yeah, I love it, man. I got no issues with the pick. I think it's
Safe
hard not
ball though.
to it's hard not to pick Giannis for MVP. I am gonna differ because obviously Jalen Brunson. No, I'm kidding. Hey, I think he's a dark horse. I think he's got a shot if he plays how he played in the playoffs last year. I think personally my MVP pick is gonna be Joel Embiid. I think we're gonna see the ultimate fuck it, I'll do it myself season out of Joel Embiid. Haven't gotten him any help really. You love Maxi, he's good. Harden is will he be the Harden that we know him to be?
Is even going to be on the 76ers.
Will he yeah, he is just such a ridiculous NBA. Him and Kyrie are just like I'm sorry, all due respect to their talent. I think as far as how they run their careers, I think it's the ultimate clown show. My humble opinion. I don't I'm all for power to the players, but I think they take it a bridge too far. They take all accountability out of their own um their own decision making and their own contracts that they sign and all that. But regardless, I think my MVP pick is gonna so Joel Embiid, and then I think the finals are gonna be. I do think the Celtics are gonna make it. I think the Celtics and the Bucks are gonna be the last two teams when the chips are down, and I'm gonna give the tiebreaker to the Celtics because of depth.
If they
Um,
weren't in the same, that's what I would say. If they weren't in the same conference, it would have
yeah,
been Celtics Bucks for me. But
it's
that's tough.
hard.
I do think it's going to come down to those two in the East.
And then I think, yeah, I think in the West, I mean, you got the really the Nuggets, the Suns, the Lakers. I don't think you can sleep on the Kings. They had a really rough playoff exit last year, but they had such a good regular season. Um, I can't pick the Kings because of what they showed in the playoffs last year. It's kind of like a Bills situation. I need to see it. I need to see them put together a string of good performances in the playoffs before I trust that they're ever going to make it to the finals. So I will go with uh I'll go with a dark horse. Not really. It's actually not a dark horse at all, but I'll go with a pick that's, been actually sweated on quite often in this episode, but I'm going to go with the Suns. Top end talent is just too great. I believe in Devin Booker too much. I really liked DeAndre Ayton, the player. I got a quick little DeAndre Ayton story. A couple years back, like I said, one of my best friends is a huge Suns fan. And his lovely girlfriend asked me, "Hey, what jersey should I get him for Christmas?" And I was like, "Oh, I mean, he loves DeAndre Ayton. Like DeAndre Ayton has been the reason why the ship got righted. When they drafted DeAndre Ayton, he said Suns were going to win the 21 finals. And I was like, and then they almost did. He made that prediction, and then they almost did. They were 2 games short. And so I was like, get an Ayton jersey. And almost within 6 months, that storyline of Ayton just being lazy and Ayton not trying and being a liability, it just started emerging. And every single time the three of us were in a room together and Ayton came up, I just kind of clammed up. I just kind of went in my shell because I was like, he only has an Ayton jersey because of me. That was my call. And sometimes, I still like playing the odds. I like playing the classics. I went with the 101 center from who was supposed to save the team, and it didn't turn out that way. But friends, as safe as you try to play it on the jersey front, you will be burned sometimes. Just know that. I
I have
got
a Kyrie Irving Celtics jersey sitting in my closet right now.
that might be the worst jersey to own.
I love it. Listen, I know it's hitting him, but Kyrie's still one of my favorite players,
Such a
and
good
I
player.
love that he was on the Celtics, man.
He's so
And
fun to
I
watch.
stand
Yeah.
by it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Suns. They got Ayton out of there. He was turned into a bit of a cancer, a bit of a locker room clown. So I like Suns and Celtics, and I'll pick your Celtics to get back to glory. Again, don't tell the De Palmas, but I will pick your Celtics to get back to glory. I think Knicks are a year away. I believe that.
Yeah, my pick on the Knicks has always been that they're a player shy. They're another All-Star shy of
I agree.
a contending roster
Right now, I do.
I don't think that Julius Randle is going to go back to that form of like a dominating All-Star. I think he's still very good.
When you say that
but
form of last year that he just was,
well, the form last year was good, but that was not his peak. I think that
no,
was
but
what
he
2
was
years
all
ago.
NBA. He was all NBA,
Right.
and he was. I mean, yeah, no, his peak was 3 years ago. 2 years ago, he had a really bad year. Last year, he had a huge step forward back to being a top 15 player in the league. But in the playoffs, injuries, he was banged up. His ankle, he had 2 ankle turns in 3 weeks. So
Yeah.
he really was a shell of himself in the playoffs. So
What I'm saying is I don't think he can return to what he was 3 years ago, which was that like game-breaking dominant type of
he
player.
was the guy on the team. Yeah, he probably won't be a 1B anymore.
No.
I think Brunson has to take the reins.
Yep, and I would have loved to see the Knicks go out and get somebody that was on that level of domineering.
Yeah.
And I think until that happens, they won't be a contender.
They've been so responsible with their assets. I'm not used to this as a Knicks fan. They've made smart, savvy trades and signings. They have a lot of draft picks. If they are trying to load up to go score an Embiid, they're not doing a bad job. This year, we'll see what happens. Brunson and Randall and Barrett and Hart and Grimes and Mitch, they got something. I don't think it's enough. As I said, I think you're right. I say a year away. You say a player away. We're basically saying the same thing. I don't think this is their year, but that's okay. I think they'll be outstanding. I think they'll be fun to watch.